Hey folks, Mike Barron here. Every time we do a crowdfunder, we place it on Fund My Comic because Luke Stone is a great guy. He's a stand-up guy. And most importantly, Fund My Comic is very comic creator friendly. They won't kick you off if some purple-haired freak writes in and tells them to kick you off. His fees are also very low. I recommend Fund My Comic for any comic or graphic novel projects you intend to do.
In the middle of the night, or early Friday morning, depending upon where you are in the world, a group of experienced comics professionals get together to examine and instruct about the art form that they love. That's great comic artwork on Comics by Night, Fridays at 5 a.m. Eastern, here on the Indie Comics Network, indiecomicsnetwork.com.
What was that? This is not a charade.
Car comes two different ways.
Here you go, there.
Bag up, bag up. Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord. Lord, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus. What you doing, Terry? Terry, what you doing? What?
Terry is a daredevil. Yeah, dude. Now I want a wheelchair just to do that.
We have a word for that guy.
Yeah, what's that?
Pillock.
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 Pillock. Pillock. Pillock. It means idiot.
Oh, could have said that.
Yeah,
Well, that was obvious.
we have a word for that too. It's called idiot.
Yeah, idiot.
No, you just learned something, didn't you? That's what
Yeah.
it's all about.
Oh, we did. That's what this show's for.
To be fair, I actually just forgot it already.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a bit harsh.
Pillock? Is that what you
Pillock.
said?
Yeah, Pillock.
Yeah. No, it's not to do anything with you, Glenn. It's that was only my second sip of coffee.
It's the hour, yeah.
That's an excuse.
Yeah.
Next comic story I write is going to have a guy in there named Pillock.
Pillock.
There you go.
Pillock McGee.
Hey.
McGee.
It actually means testicle.
Even better.
Huh.
Even better.
That is not a joke. That is a natural fact.
I'm not a smart man.
So guys, we're celebrating the 4th of July today, right?
The 4th of July,
It
America.
is the
With a
4th
Brit?
of July, yes.
With a
Yeah.
Brit and a non-American citizen.
We've got a general election today. We'll have a new prime minister in the morning.
Major
nice.
election.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is major.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
What's the guy's name?
Uh,
Coming
Rishi, Starmer.
Starmer.
Is this
Keir Starmer. Keir.
Is this
Yeah.
the gal that eats junk
Yeah.
food and goes to raves? Parties?
Keir Starmer? No, it's a man.
Oh, that's a man.
See, is that the
Yeah.
Labor Party over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy I heard was going to get in.
If he gets in, it's going to be a lot worse.
Yeah,
You think so?
Yeah,
the whole
Yeah.
country's going to go to crap.
because he's an open borders advocate.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's never good.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
You see what ours are doing. See what ours are doing.
You see, Nerd Bacon always with the uplifting news. guys.
Always with the uplifting. You know, I look at it. You know, I look at the current administration.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
It's like a dumpster fire.
Russ
But
is
you know
calling
what?
it Starmageddon.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you know what's going to happen today? We're going to let off some fireworks,
Same as the old
Mm.
one.
blow some crap up.
Yeah.
I'm going to cook some stuff on the grill because nothing says freedom
Same our
quite like a smoking grill,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah,
smoking
dude,
grill.
nothing says
Yep.
America. Like grilling America style.
America. Yep.
America.
Yeah.
It's America.
America.
So I want to thank you guys for holding down the fort while I took a little personal R&R away from social media and streaming.
yeah.
It was much needed.
That's the healthy thing to do.
Yeah, it's something that every once in a while I just got to step away. So I appreciate that. Of course, last week we did have Jen O'Connor come in.
Oh yeah.
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 Oh, he was
Jen
a
O'Connor
riot.
come in, yeah. I heard he sounds a lot like me.
Yeah. He had far too much to say.
Yeah,
Yeah, his wife-
my
his
Yeah,
wife
question
far
was in
too
my-
much. You couldn't shut him up for nothing.
Yeah. Well, my question was,
Crazy.
did he hit a book or something? Like, why was he here? Like, he didn't announce anything.
No,
It was just here to confuse the people. Like, is that Luke? No, it's...
no. It was just
It was just on the shoulders of giants.
I made the offer for him to promote his latest campaign. He said no.
He did nothing.
He doesn't do anything.
It's no.
He talks about doing stuff all the time, but he doesn't do a thing.
Oh,
Like,
one
that's
of
the thing
those.
that's the thing with Jen.
It's a half a
good old
dozen
Carl.
people in comics right there.
Yeah, Carl
Usually
and
the ones on Facebook and X. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he's
just-
a professional comic book artist
Can't
right
stop
there.
talking.
yeah, he just wanted to get on. He just wanted to enjoy the platform for a little bit.
Oh, I see. The spotlight.
Yeah,
The glory that is Nerd Bacon.
yeah.
I see.
Yep.
Soaking it up.
Soaking up the rays of sunshine that it's Nerd Bacon.
I'm back, baby.
Rather
Yeah,
be
there you
soaking it
are.
up than sucking it up. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're So we went to Holiday World in Southern Indiana.
is that like Wally World?
It is a lot like Wally World, actually.
Cool.
Holiday World.
Quite similar. So Holiday World, it's got Christmas Land, Halloween Land, Thanksgiving Land, and 4th of July.
I was just going to ask that. That's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
was completely confused. Like, holiday
They
World?
get you have free sunscreen,
Okay.
and they've also got Splash and Safari, like a water park there.
How do you know
and
that's?
then you get free drinks.
How do you know that's
Free
real
sa-
sunscreen?
But is it like a
I
real
don't.
safari or a sorry safari?
It's a splashing safari.
Okay.
You splash.
So like animals pee on you? Like how does that work? Like
Yeah,
splash
pretty much.
safari? Okay. There's people to that.
When you're here, I'll take you. Take you sometime.
Yeah, thank you. Please.
Come on up. We'll go to Holiday World. Yeah.
Holiday World.
No,
Yeah,
it's
you
a
and my llama.
fun place. It's a fun place. So went to Holiday World, and we wound up catching a couple of the shows they had there.
Ooh.
So there was a magician, really good magician.
Awesome.
Him and his lovely assistant did some nice magic. And then we went and we saw a high diving act. They have a diving act there.
Those
And then the last thing we checked out was like the Cirque du Soleil whatever. It was a Cirque du Soleil.
somewhat.
Cirque du Soleil.
Somewhat.
What?
Yeah.
Cirque du Soleil. Cirque du Soleil somewhat. It wasn't. No, it wasn't Dulé. It wasn't like. It wasn't.
Olay.
So it was like these college kids, right? Like kind of
I hate
hippie looking
Olay.
college kids.
Hippie looking.
Oof.
And so we start out, and the ringleader, the announcer, this gal, she called herself the circus mistress, and I was like,
Oh
oh,
my
that's
God.
odd. That was different.
That usually
And
comes
said-
with leather and whips.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we're not too far off, folks. So it was supposed. So this is a family place, right? Like this is everything's
Yeah.
G, right? G rated here, right? Well, they started pushing into an R.
That's what they say about the libraries too. Anyway, go
They
ahead.
were pushing into an R, right? Like, so they started off. She said, first off is Sabrina, our contortionist and dancer. And I'm like, a dancer, Sabrina, you know?
Did
what's
she
going
do
on?
the ping pong trick? Yeah.
No
No
ping pong
ping pong.
trick.
Okay.
No, but so she starts off with the sexy music,
The old
dancing. I mean, just so much crotch. I mean, so much crotch.
Oh, I appreciate
One
that.
family gets up and leaves, right?
Yeah, of course.
I look over at my wife. We're like, what is going on? Is this
It's a kiddie show. It's,
what the heck? Like, this is Holiday World. Like, is this really
Holiday
happening?
World. That's right.
And I'm like, I am not leaving because
Yeah.
inevitably this is going to be in the papers. And I'm going to want to know. I'm going to want to know what I missed, right? So Sabrina gets done,
Still
and
waiting
our
for that ping pong
our
trick.
circus
Yeah.
mistress comes back out, and she introduces this guy named
oh my God.
Samson.
Uh-huh.
And Samson does hula hoops, okay? And Samson is a New York City performer of the year 2023 or something like that.
According
I will
to
say
who?
this.
Holiday World
New
was
York
lucky
City.
to have him.
Samson was good, right?
It was a good hula hooper.
But even though he was, I mean, he did some great stuff up there. Like he
Yeah.
did 6 at once. But the problem
I
is,
know girls who do that.
Samson had a little helper. See, Samson was on the stage, but his bulge was on the front row.
Oh, that little helper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
At one point, this guy's got 6 hula hoops going.
Uh-huh.
One on each arm, one on each leg. Got one around his neck and one right around that dong going. Just, I'm joking. It was around his waist, but
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't look straight at the guy. I looked at my wife. She goes, I understand that he has to wear like form-fitting clothes so that
Yes.
as not to interrupt the hula hoops.
The hula
She goes,
hooping.
but I can see everything. I go, yes, so can I. I mean, this is not fun.
Yeah, when
it's
you
not
can
fun
see
for
pubic
anybody.
hair. Yeah, when you can see pubic hair, like you draw the line. I was like, wait a minute.
It was. I mean, I'm telling you. But yeah, I was like, this is crazy, and somehow, you know, I was just too tired to get up and walk
It's
away
Holiday World.
because it was hot. It was
Yeah,
like 90 some
Holiday World.
degrees. So
Man,
I was
the
like,
thing is, dude,
I
you
just
get-
stayed.
You get kitty, you get a hot dog. Like it's a safari.
Yeah,
You get the animals there.
I just like there was no animals, man. We use the word safari here very loosely.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
sounds like an animal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, he had a little ferret with him.
Oh, dude. And the thing is, like, I don't know, like when I was in college, in my experience, those troops, they always start with a crazy chick everybody wants to bang, and then they become a troop of like circus freaks or whatever, and then somebody breaks their back and the fun is over. So
that would be about accurate. So they had a couple aerial things. So it was a short stage, but they still did like a ring and stuff. And Samson came back out and he had this. He was in a big hoop and he was just doing flips and stuff on the stage with that. Real cool. I mean, there was outside of once you can get past all the
dong,
all the crotch. I mean, there's just loads and loads of crotch from every performer. I mean, I felt like I felt like their doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
they should call that through crochet. It just
crochet. Cirque du crochet.
Crochet. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, America.
And here's the white nipple.
Was great. Yeah, it was. But no, we had a really good time that day, and my favorite land is Christmas Land because that's where all the good snacks are. So yeah, got a cookie and
they did. You did get to see a cookie,
right? Yeah,
I got a cookie
and a corn dog.
Yeah, just.
Oh man, but
couple toes, couple knuckles. It was all good.
I wound up running into the magician later on in the day, just walking around.
Bumped into him, did you?
And talked with him a little bit. Really nice guy.
Boing.
No, not like that. No, the magician.
The magician, yeah.
Suddenly a sword fight broke out. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you want an autograph? You can get two. Me and my dog can give you a little autograph.
It was, I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I ran into a couple of guys from our church. They had their family there. So they went camping over the weekend. I said, if we're all here, who's at church this morning? Right? But I said, look, there's a couple of shows. There's a circus thing. You might not want to take your kids to it.
Yeah.
Because they're going to wonder what's going on with Samson.
Unless you want to learn something. Yeah.
I mean, Sabrina doesn't wear a bra. And Samson is...
It's endowed.
Yeah. Beth. How bad was Samson? How big was Samson?
I thought it was entertaining for the ladies.
It was entertaining for the ladies. You heard that.
If you cut off his hair, did he lose his power? That's what I would.
Entertainment value.
Oh yeah, he did have long blonde hair too.
There you are.
Long blonde hair. And Randy wants to know if he cut off his hair, if maybe he would lose his power. If it just shrinks down to a couple raisins down there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, the way
look, if growing your hair could give you that, I'm working on it today.
The way you describe,
you don't want to talk about. We don't want to even talk in that direction.
That guy rollerblades. Like, I know it.
He definitely rollerblades.
Yeah, I know it. He rollerblades.
Must rollerblade.
You must rollerblade.
Yeah, with his blonde.
Anyway, so how was your guys' weekend?
Yeah.
Pretty uneventful.
Yeah, like, dude, like I had a music weekend. I got to re-encounter 3 of my bands in one weekend. And
I love Father Ted.
3 different days.
We're all there together. Sounds like
they didn't get to see a guy in a thong, so now I feel kind of.
He wasn't in a thong. It was a
leotard.
He didn't have to be in a thong.
No, he didn't have to be. He didn't have to be in a leotard.
Yeah, there's no need for that, dude. Like,
I love Father Ted. That's a great show.
Wouldn't even be considered a banana hammock at this point.
No.
So
yeah, I get to play music all weekend and then come back to work. I feel renewed. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm playing tomorrow night at the coffee house.
Oh, awesome, dude.
Cool.
Just me and my electronic band.
Yeah.
And my laptop.
And a friend of mine is marrying this next weekend, and we're all telling him not to do it. But
why?
No, we're just joking.
Yeah.
No, she's an awesome chick. Like, dude, we love her to death. They already have a kid. But, dude, it was just like the whole night we were all like, dude, what are you doing?
When I got married, there was this guy at the church.
What?
When I got married, there was this guy at the church that showed up, right, to the wedding. And we are I'm literally getting ready to go in with my best man.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, it's not too late to back out.
Yeah, exactly. That was the attitude.
I was like, what?
Yeah, but it was a joke. Like, we love that chick. Like, that lady, it's awesome. Like, dude, they have a very, very white baby.
Great.
Like, dude,
very white baby?
Yeah, they're both white, but the baby came out like extra white. Like,
They live in Panama?
Bleached?
Yeah. I mean, we got white people.
You got white people there?
Woo, dude. We're tired of them. Yeah, we have.
Here comes another white person.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. No, the thing is that yeah, dude. Like we got the Spanish here. There's a huge like
Dinner's ready.
people from the Netherlands. We even have Scottish. Like the Scottish tried to make a colony down in Panama, but it failed and it broke the Scottish trend, and then they became part of Great Britain. So yeah, we have
Insurrection
also,
Day.
yeah, we have all sorts.
You know, it's only
of,
treason if you lose, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's only treason if you lose.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, like they're having their wedding this Saturday, but we had like it wasn't really like a bachelor party because there was no like hookers or anything. It was just like the friends just drinking beer and shooting the shit. Sorry,
guys, I'm thinking about buying a loop pedal.
To do what?
Loop?
To loop my instrument.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, like, it depends because sometimes you need a loop pedal or sometimes you need a sequencer because with a sequencer you can make like various loops one on top of each other. If you want to play by yourself and it's better to get a sequencer.
I like playing with myself.
Okay, yeah, we all do. Oh,
I mean,
even with our women right next to us, like I play with myself.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I realized how that sounded. Yeah. It's easier than trying to hire a band to come along with me. I haven't been able to find solid musicians that I can, really like say that, hey, we're in a band yet. So
yeah.
But I'm good with like dropping a loop with like percussion on like the instrument, or using a loop. I use my laptop with loops that I've built. And it is. Yeah. I don't like actually I use my computer to do stuff, but I want to actually like do it live. Like I want to do some live looping. So I think that'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
Glenn, what about you? 1776. I just like.
Listen, the house I grew up in is older than your country. Anyway, I just spent 50 quid this morning being told, I'm not complaining, being told my back was okay at the chiropractor.
Good.
So that was worth it. He just did a few adjustments on my neck and stuff like that, but otherwise it's okay.
What's 50 for certainty, sir?
What's peace of mind worth?
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm not complaining. But yeah, basically that's it for today. But it's been a few weeks have been up and down. Not done a lot of work, but stuff going on.
Yeah,
cool.
Same old, really.
Yeah.
Just more of the same thing that we keep having every day.
Finatra, it's like a wah-wah. It's a wah-wah.
No, it's like this here. I'll show you what it is. I'll show you what the looper is.
A loop-de-loop. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I have to say boo to Glenn's story because he's always talking about art and very interesting things. This is his first like old folk story, and I don't like it.
Tough.
Yeah. I don't want to hear about your race, sir.
The only reason I didn't go to the moon was because there was an ocean behind us and we couldn't replenish our troops.
I'm looking at finding a used version of this guy right here.
Boomerang.
Yeah.
It's called the Boomerang. So yeah, you can like record like on this one. You can record like a 1 bar. You can do like a 1 bar rhythm, and then if I wanted to do like a verse and a chorus here, I could put it in serial mode. So I can record like my verse chord and my verse and my chorus loop, or I could do like say I've got a 1 bar rhythm here, and I wanted to do a kind of like a 4 bar chord changer here. I could do that, and then I could do like a 2 bar a filler on top of it, and it would all just loop and sync together. And then with this little sidecar, it gives you extra buttons. So this one's like the original one. It was built it started in 1990.
There you go.
And I like old things. I like things that are kind of been around for a while because I know that they work and that they're steady. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna use my dulcimer for it.
Yeah, dude. Like, the things like there's been a resurgence of that kind of like live format, and I don't know, like I love it, but there's like an autistic tinge to it all. Like, I don't like people. I want to play by myself.
Well, it's not that, man. It's
I know it's not.
I do a lot of coffee shops, so I'm doing these smaller venues now.
Yeah.
And it's easier to get just me and my gear in,
Yeah.
Also, I like to do like instrumental stuff to save my voice, so I'm not singing the whole time.
Oh, there you go.
And so that allows me to do like kind of fun on the fly, like instrumental stuff that I like to mess with.
Yeah.
You know, so I get to play with that. You know, and I can bring multiple dulcimers then, and like, you know, here I'll just use this one to layer this part, and then I'll grab this other one. And so it just allows me to have a little fun with it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'll just work that into some of my performance.
And it also beats playing with a petite chick with a cello.
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
here's what I found. I found that. So, I talked with a good friend of mine last night, who I've worked with comics here over the last couple of years, and they have been struggling mentally and emotionally with comic books right now. They have not processed, you know, kind of. We've had the opportunity to talk with each other. The whole thing with Ed Piskor was devastating to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Even people that weren't his fan. Like, I was not really a fan. I appreciated what he did. I respected his work. But I really wasn't, like, you know, a fanboy or anything like that.
Like, go ahead, yes.
But to see how quickly allies will just turn on you and, you know, and how his only course of action was that
His
he
only
felt
way
was,
out, yeah.
Because his whole life, his business, his work, his hobby, his whole life was in comics.
Yeah.
It made me realize that I need to have a life outside of comics.
Oh, yeah.
Randy, you're muted.
Muted,
Randy, you're
Randy.
muted.
Sorry, I had a coughing fit earlier. That was the community, though, not the industry.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. Ed Piskor saw himself as part of a community that literally turned his back on him, shunned him. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then shamed him and shunned him. And he felt that he had no other recourse.
Right.
The sad thing is that if he had stood up with what he said in his suicide note, he'd probably, you know, and decide that suicide is not the way to go, and it would have been a whole different story. If he'd have just told people off and said, you know, legal age or whatever, and you misunderstood that you're taking everything out of context, it's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know the full details, and I guess we never will, but I think there are probably other things going on as well.
I think it's very important
sure
for
there
people
was,
to sit there and read his suicide note, because that's literally his side of the story, written by the guy who knew he was going to go. You know, he had already set up in his mind that he was going to off himself. And when he wrote that suicide note, he basically gave his side of things, and then shamefully went and
It's a darn shame.
did the deed. You know, where if he'd have sat there and stood by what he wrote, it would have probably been a completely different.
I mean, the comparisons are ugly, but I don't know. Like Ed's case reminds me of Vic Mignogna. I don't know if you remember. That
Yeah,
case.
I do remember him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing, the only difference, the only difference is that Vic is very religious, and he had God.
He had faith,
and I'm not a religious guy. You never see me talking about like, oh, like, you got to believe in God or whatever. Like I do what you got to do, but you get to see the difference there.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the voice acting community was where he worked, but he brought solace and comfort from somewhere else.
Right.
So
And
it's
I think
not-
that's the key. So
Yeah,
I've been very active in trying to have a community outside of this industry. So that's what I've been working on doing.
Yeah.
Having hobbies. You know, I've set clear office hours now, and you know, I have time for family. You know, and you know, music is now kind of a hobby. It's my hobby now. You know, so that's what I do. I honestly, outside of a few indie books, I haven't even bought many comic books lately. You know, I love reading comics, but I've got such a backlog of boxes that I need to open and read, you know, that I haven't even thought, let me just go buy some more comic books, you know. I back a few of the people that I really appreciate their work and support. I want to back everybody, but there's just not enough resources to be able to do that. But yeah, so I've been doing that and getting into sports, like watching sports, not playing sports, God no, but watching sports right now. I used to watch sports all the time, basketball, loved it. getting into that again, because I think it's important. And one of the things that's not on the screen, but Neil Gaiman is in some hot water. There's accusations and stuff coming out against him.
Boiling hot water, from what it sounds like.
What's he supposed to have done, or can you not say?
The usual.
The usual, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Some
he touched a
Me
picture
Too
of Kitty.
stuff.
Me Too stuff, yeah. Girls come up years after the fact and say that how they were attacked or abused or whatever, treated wrongly by when there was a whole different mindset 10, 20 years ago.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, like,
As to what proper conduct should be or would be.
over this
I
case,
think
like,
Pisker.
didn't all those women came after Bill Cosby legally?
Pisker seen cancellation firsthand. Yes, he did.
Yeah,
you know
and
what
then
I
he
mean?
knew the treachery of it all.
Yeah.
Couldn't stand it, yeah. Sinatra, I think you're absolutely right. A lot of these people do see it firsthand. And I think where Neil will be fine is because I don't think Neil gives a crap.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
some people get
That
get to a point where they don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Where they have, Rowling is a great example.
Right,
Rowling
yeah.
just told everybody to go away. Just
He's
screw off.
he's
Go
having
on.
So much fun.
I would think Gaiman's at that same level.
Yeah, but Rowling wasn't accused of anything, was she? She'd had an opinion.
Oh,
If
yeah.
Neil-
Yeah,
if
yeah,
Neil-
hers
if
was
Neil
just
what
an
gave-
she was.
opinion.
That's
If
what
Neil-
she was accused of. She was accused of having an opinion,
Of being a turf.
and she
Well, it
told
was true.
everybody that was stupid. Move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
But I'm
So
just,
I
okay.
I was watching this show last night called That 90s Show, right? It's
We're
a
sorry.
sequel to That 70s Show.
Where would you
No,
say
it's really
that
funny. I really like
Was
it.
it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really like it. It's funny. So Red, it's the same characters. It's their granddaughter now that comes to visit them over the summer, right? And so that's so that they have time to make it, and it's not year round. It's only for their summer break. So she comes to town, and there's a whole they've got all the '90s tropes in there, and it's really funny. But Red, my favorite character in there, I feel like that's my spirit animal. His neighbor says, "Hey, you ran over my foot. You need to apologize." He goes, "I'm not going to apologize for something I did on purpose." So it's like, I was like, I think so. So like with Rowling, what I see with her is she is a TERF. She is trans exclusionary feminist. She's not a radical feminist, but she's she is but I'm with her. I don't think that a man who puts on a dress should be treated as a woman. I just don't see that. It's like, look, it's the same thing as po-face for me. I don't know if you're familiar with what po-face is.
Nope.
But it's when people that have had a well-to-do upbringing try to make it look like they know what it's like to grow up poor, yeah. So it's I think it's wrong, and so
Really,
but she's pretty it's short for poor face.
I thought that
Yeah.
had something to do with Edgar Allan Poe. Like
Yeah,
they
me
were
too.
somber and drunk at the same time.
No.
Yeah.
No, nothing to do with that.
Nothing to do with that.
No, but so, but seems to be doing fine even without anybody agreeing with her.
Oh yeah,
like she's doing just fine, right?
Yeah.
So
Billions of fans will do that to you.
it's a different scenario. What's going on with Neil?
Well, yeah, but they're still just claims at this point.
Yeah.
But everybody's going to take them as fact because of Me Too.
I'm not going to take him as fact until it's proven.
Well, by everybody,
Until there's some
the
proof that
larger
he did.
crowd,
Yeah,
not
right.
Individual free thinkers. That's a whole
Right,
different
yeah.
story. Yeah.
Again, and I'm not a huge Neil fan. You guys know that. Mm-hmm. I've said that before on the show. Our audience knows that Luke's not I think he's done a few good things, a lot of stuff. I'm just not, I don't seem to have the same kind of feelings towards it as a lot of other people do, but that's fine. It's art. It's subjective, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to cancel the guy. I'm not going to participate in any cancellation. If the guy did something illegal, at that point, let the law cancel him. That's what I say.
Yep.
Until then, I'm going to reserve the right to not have an opinion.
And it should have been brought up a lot sooner, like when it happened.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Yeah, that's the
So-
thing. Like, it's it's part of the phenomenon that those stuff happens and people don't come up for X amount of reasons. Like it
Right.
could be shame, it could be what, but that what I don't like it's the public crucifixion without going to the authorities.
Yes.
They should go to the authorities and put the
Yeah.
I don't know how to call that because my English is leaving me today, but tell it to the proper use the proper channels. Don't use like media to say like this guy
Right,
in
right.
1976 touched my hairy like dude.
Exactly.
That's my point. And
Yep.
yeah, that's the thing. Like this guy in 1976 touched my hairy like dude. I don't want to think about your 1970s Bush. Just go to the police.
Dude, why did you even bring that up?
How dare you?
Exactly.
I want to think. No one wants to think about that.
She's using it as an example. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just go to the police, tell them, and if there's merit, the guy's gonna go to jail. That should be it. But this like public square crucifixion with the
Right.
stoning, as
Mhm.
fun as it was
I'm over it.
in biblical times. I think we
I'm
should
over
go
it,
back.
man. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm even like, there's even like people that like behave poorly in the indie industry.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That I'm like,
kidding? Really?
That I'm like, I'm not gonna can't. I just ignore them. I give them a wide berth. You know,
Yeah.
I let them
And
let
that's
them
the
go and do their
best thing
thing.
to do.
I let them yell in their little echo chambers. You know. Welcome. Hey, yes, this is Luke. We're welcome to Nerd Bacon. Nerd Bacon.
Hey yo.
We are from all over the world today, but we're celebrating our beautiful country.
Grab 'em
Nerd
buck.
Bacon style.
America.
So check
you're
this
here,
out,
buddy.
guys. So Webtoon completed its initial public offering on Thursday, priced at the top of the range, and with additional stock authorized. At that price, the public offering raised $315 million, with the potential for another $47.25 million, possible if the additional authorized stock is purchased. Wow. Wow.
Oh yeah, like hedge funds are making a big move in anime right now. Anime and manga. So
Well, that's where the new DEI enforcement is aiming at, is what it is.
Yeah.
They want to bring all of that wokeness to, whatever's popular. Gamers are currently undergoing the same type of barrage right now too, as well, because they figured out there's a lot of money and too many men playing games. So playing them.
Let 'em
video
play.
games.
Hey, I know a lot of girls that play games too for years and
Yeah.
never complained about it, right? Never once complained. They just love the games as much as the guys do. And most of the guys that I know, I mean, I'm talking 20 years ago, if you could make an avatar, they would always make a woman avatar. I don't understand
yeah, exactly. Because when you're playing a third-person game, you want to see some woman ass. You don't want
it.
to
We're
see
already
woman
here.
ass.
I'm guessing Grab 'em is
Yeah.
is one of our female viewers out there, which we have a few out there, because they're here for Glenn's beautiful face.
Exactly. And his
I would be too.
The silver fox
silver
among
fox.
us.
I'm not a silver fox. I don't have any hair to be silver.
But yes, yes,
Or
yes,
silver
you can.
badger. Glenn
Silver Badger.
Yeah.
Silver Badger, yeah. But yes, we're streaming with StreamYard, so other people can see your comments as we put them up on the screen. Guys, check this out. Once again, this seems like a repeat of 4 years ago, doesn't it? Global supply chains are faltering with the conflict in the Middle East and Houthi attacks on shipping through the Red Sea, raising cost or causing ships from the Pacific to Europe to be rerouted around the southern tip of Africa. That's what she said. With higher
old
rates
days.
on those routes. Carriers
The better tip.
are Carriers are devoting ships to that traffic, impacting prices on trans-Pacific routes as well. According to the New York Times, 40-foot container from Shanghai to Los Angeles
Shanghai.
is now around $6,700, up from around $2,000 last December. While a tripling of recent prices, it's nowhere near the $35,000 prices we were hearing at the peak of the COVID-related supply chain congestion. Yeah, that was pretty bad. But happening again during an election year, big election for Glenn, his country right now. Big election in November for us. Our Democratic Party over here, they are the Democrat Party, not Democratic, the Democrat Party over here. They're scrambling, trying to decide if they want to get someone that's not. They're trying to decide if maybe the dead guy is not the right candidate for them.
Yeah, like we don't want to have a forced president. It sounds like a great movie, but let's not do it in real life.
It does, yeah. We had a debate. That debate was not a debate. That was a slaughtering.
Yeah, dude.
That was.
And nobody cares, but
like him or hate him, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Trump has charisma, and he took the floor. Like, he mopped the floor up with Biden. It was so funny when he goes, I don't know what he said at the end of that last sentence, and I don't think he does either. I was like, boom, boom, that's going to live rent free in my head forever. Yeah. And then after it was all over, after I stopped laughing, I started crying because I realized that Biden has the keys to the kingdom here.
I couldn't watch it for very long. I just felt bad in general.
That guy, it's elder abuse what they're doing to that guy. I don't feel like
it genuinely
it's not right. It's not right. You know, I've never been a fan of him politically, but I don't feel like it's right to traipse him out like that. And it's not right. It's not right.
It just amazes me that they haven't kicked the 25th Amendment up yet, because he was found incompetent to stand trial months ago.
Right. Well,
and that should have triggered a 25th Amendment investigation alone.
Well, they're not going to, because that would put Kamala in charge.
That's very true too.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. Yep. I don't even think Kamala really wants that.
Yeah, I don't think she does either.
Yeah, she would laugh.
But if Hillary was up there, she'd be president by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
They would taken him out.
I have no doubt. Yep, they'd have taken him right out.
Taking him out.
Why wasn't Hillary Biden's vice president?
She didn't fit the requirements.
No.
They had to go out and find somebody of color.
Right. I heard they want to replace Biden with Jimmy Carter. Nice one, Grey Wolf. That's pretty good.
I think Jimmy would do a better.
They might have already.
Long live Russia. Oh no! They're going to think we're part of the.
Yeah.
We've got Russian viewers.
Right now, they really don't.
There's something.
They really don't have anybody.
I need to share with you guys, though.
Yeah.
The new Panamanian president is speaking with the Argentinian president to get rid of the border problem we have here, which affects you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that would be great.
Yeah. So they're
we need some help.
The Darien Gap, and because the thing that there's hey, I don't. They got breakfast here.
Look at this.
We need some.
There
help.
you are.
Help, man.
Yeah.
There you are. Awesome, Mom.
Yeah.
Make sure you thank your mother.
Oh, dude, I love her to death.
You know how lucky you are to
as well. You should. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
And that's the thing. The Darien Gap problem is we're getting boats from Africa delivered here. I don't know why they started walking from here, but that has been happening for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
The world is not safe out there. We need to help make the world safer out there. And the problems are too big for us to solve on this comic book show.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And this is a comic book show too, not a political
show with,
right.
With all the proper.
Back in October of 2023, I did a news story talking about the declining footprint of DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K Ultra HD home videos products in mass retailers. Now we're seeing the movement of those products to specialty retail, at least for one major chain, Barnes & Noble, is doubling down on disc space in its stores, according to MediaPlay News. GameStop has also recently signed a deal to expand its disc inventory, and more record stores specializing in vinyl are also adding disc, according to the report.
There's a lot of independent vinyl record stores springing up, finding that they can that business is actually viable again, because a lot of those old vinyl records are worth some money. They're key ones, just like in comics.
And people still want DVDs and stuff like that.
They
so
still
while
want
the numbers,
vinyl, they still want DVDs. Yeah.
So while the numbers of releases is shrinking, it's clear that there remains a market of consumers, including collectors, for physical home media.
Yep.
Well, I know Justin Sweet wanted to watch a movie that was only on a streaming platform, and he messaged him. I want to buy a physical copy. Why do you make this only available through a subscription, through your thing? I want a physical copy. I don't want a digital copy. I don't want a subscription. I want a physical copy of this movie. I was going to watch it whenever I want. And there are still people out there like that.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's why we
A
still
lot
have
of people
physical
out there.
books, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
Exactly.
so why we do. People like to own. Some people do like to own the things they like to own. You know, which is kind of like why I'm. Yeah, I could use a laptop for my loops, probably. You know, with all that kind of stuff. But I want a physical pedal.
I think it's the same with the artwork.
One that's 32 years old. Yeah.
It's the same.
Guys, like,
what?
you're not feeling in the air that the streaming collapse is coming? Because this is not sustainable. Like right now, if you want to buy all the streaming services, I mean, talking like Netflix or Disney Plus, Amazon, Peacock, that's a horrible name, and all the others, like you're paying like $150 to get them all,
They
and
didn't think so.
they're not making the money.
Yeah.
You know, like the periphery is, even Disney Plus is not making the money. This is all going to collapse, and we're going to go back to physical. Like I'm predicting that. I may be wrong. Probably it will be like Netflix and Spotify are going to be like the future kings of all. But this streaming trap, because it's what it is. It's a streaming trap. You don't own anything. Adobe is on the ropes right now. Like everybody's abandoning Adobe because they have that subscription. Like you don't really own the software.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got to go back to ownership.
Yep.
I feel it in the air, yeah.
Next week we're going to talk about Affinity.
Yeah,
I need another week to work with the software to get used to it. Next week we're going to talk about Affinity because you own that. You own that outright.
Yeah.
I like the idea of. That's my only problem right now with Clip is that they went to this subscription-based thing. But you can still do a one-time buy and still own it. You just don't get the updates with it. I'm fine with that as long as I get to still own it.
I bought Clip a number of years ago, back when they had a sale, and I've opened it maybe twice. Because when I have a deadline, I go back and rely on the software that I know how to run.
Right. And that's how they get you. That's the thing. Doing like, I don't know, like we call that migration in school, like migrating from software to software. Like I'm already so used to migrating from software to software that it takes me like 3 weeks to 2 months, depending on how complicated the software is. It's not that bad. It just has to.
I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
I was so upset with Adobe a couple years ago. That's why I switched to Clip. I was so upset with them. Nothing worked right. It was just, and I knew I wanted to stay working digital because it's cheaper and faster for me to do that with a lot of this stuff. The only reason I can offer the prices I do is because I can do it digitally.
I'll tell you what I don't like about that kind of thing is when they throw the software out there for people like us to find out the glitches and let them know, and then they fix it and give you an app to an add-on or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
why should I have to do that?
Yeah,
give it to me. Just give me the fix.
You don't buy a car and then find out it doesn't run without some kind of repercussion on that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, like the car might explode, but buy it anyway. Yeah.
Good for a laugh.
Hey, speaking of vinyl, I have a copy of the mono Sergeant Pepper.
Really?
Oh, really?
In mono, and then I think it was about a month later. So it was one of the first records released in stereo. My copy's mono.
Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Also, check this out. CGC announced that it will begin grading home video discs.
Oh, jeez. They don't have enough problems already.
That sounds desperate, though.
It does sound desperate. Grasping for straws.
And that sounds like a millennial idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, more than
you mentioned
the purpose of the DVD, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You mentioned video games earlier. Check this out. Multiverses comic series. So DC Comics, new comic series tied to the Warner Brothers fighting video game Multiverses builds on the May 28 relaunch of the game. The video game, which featured DC and other Warner Brothers characters, was originally released in beta version in 2022 to a positive response with 20 million players by the fall of 2022. Its popularity dropped as the beta period dragged on, and it was eventually taken offline in mid-2023 in preparation for a relaunch this year. The relaunch has had some initial positive reaction with over 110,000 concurrent players on stream the first day, according to PC
yeah.
Gamer.
Yeah.
On Steam, sorry, the first day. The 6-issue Multiversus Collision Detection comic series by Brian Q. Miller and John Samariva will launch on September 18, starring the DC Trinity of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman classic, along with Bugs Bunny, a Star Child, and a witch from other Warner's properties.
That sounds fun.
Does sound fun. Here's a
Yeah,
gallery.
it's like Smash Brothers meets Marvel versus Capcom kind of format.
There's another one not to buy.
You can be Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
You can play
dude.
Scooby Doo.
Or Shaggy. Is he gonna have like pot smoking powers or something?
It's got Steven Universe in there.
Ew.
Look at that. It's got Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, Adventure Time.
Adventure
Ugh.
Time.
Adventure
yeah.
Time.
That'll be a winner.
Yeah, real winner.
Look, here's the thing that I think is smart about this. They're actually tying the comic book into the game because they failed with all of the movies.
Yep.
They didn't take advantage of having the comics and the games releasing. Look, these studios know as long as it takes to make the movie, you can make an entire run of the comic book if you're Marvel Comics. Come on. You can make that happen quick, comparatively speaking. So that you can launch a comic book that maybe tells kind of some of the story alongside of it or outside of the movie that at least goes along with these characters. But what did they do? They doubled down on the race and gender swap and all the other stuff that they did. They doubled down on the message, and people are fans of the movies, but it never translated to the comics.
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunate. I think this is a smart move. It's not, it's not for me. It's not for Glenn.
No,
but it
definitely
might be for
not
a
for
new
Glenn.
reader. Might be for a new reader, and this might be what it takes to get some new fans into comic books to help introduce them to those things that we do love.
Whoever the artist is on this piece, they are really missing likenesses pretty badly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as sad as this is gonna sound, a game like this is a party game.
Bad there. Yeah.
No, like a game like this is a party game. So if they do it well, this might expose all this roster of characters to a whole new generation.
Oh yeah, dude, I remember playing Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
With we would get together to like role play. We'd order a big giant pizza, like this thing was like 4 feet, and we would just eat on that pizza and drink Mountain Dew, play Smash Brothers on our Nintendo GameCube. Someone would bring over, and then we'd role play until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Man, it's fun.
I'm a grumpy
this
old
is
man.
Not a good picture.
Right? I'm a grumpy old man. And
we know that.
If you have to put Bugs Bunny with Superman, that is desperation personified.
Oh, definitely, it's desperate, but it's good desperation.
It was like a Frank Miller Batman.
Yeah,
this is not a good picture.
No,
not at all. No,
this is not. I could do this cover in.
Yeah, but don't they show the best they've got? You know, it's like when they do a movie trailer, they don't show you the crap bits, do you? They show you the best bits.
Yeah.
So if that's the best bit, that's really going to make me buy it.
This one's not bad. That one's not bad. This one I kind of like.
Yeah, a little bit better. I don't like the.
That's why it's at the top of the article.
Yeah, shouldn't Batman be a little bit scary? Because that Batman doesn't look scary.
He doesn't look scary. He looks soy here.
Yeah.
With his cape. His cape looks weird.
Batman looks like he's got wings.
They gave him this short cape so that they can have the other characters in the back, which means they shouldn't have had him in the front to begin with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's ways
to fill that up.
Yeah, there's ways to project that cape to the back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's also ways to just pull that cape sleek down to his body and make him still look cool, and then be able to fit everything in,
like a silhouette. Like this is
instead of this little soy cape.
You know how they don't the people don't read the source material anymore. I bet that drawing was done and somebody said, "Hey, you forgot Batman's cape."
Right, probably
because the person didn't know he had a cape.
So he gave him a Red Bull. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what's cool, guys. Check this out. You know how we give away comic books and Alterna does free. They do the comic book stuff for Halloween. Marvel Comics has revealed the plan for its 2024 Trick or Read titles, special reprints for use as Halloween giveaways.
Oh,
I think someone's taken notes.
Yeah.
from the indie scene, because we do this all the time.
Beat you.
Alterna does it. Arrow does it. In fact, this year we'll have special bundles up on the ArrowComics.store for some of those boxes that we have so many of. We'll be selling those out dirt cheap to people.
Yes,
What's this dinosaur versions of the FF? What's all that about?
That's exactly what it is. Dinosaur versions of the FF.
I was going to try not to read that for Glenn's sake.
Oh my god.
So they're doing the Fantastic Four, but they're doing them as dinosaur.
Same thing with the Avengers.
Kids love dinosaurs.
Covered by Alex Ross, too. Covered by Alex Ross.
It's a beautiful cover.
Look at that.
Uh-huh. Well,
it's a beautiful cover.
It's a Doomasaur.
Yeah.
It's a Doomasaur.
Oh.
It's Spider Boy.
No.
Yeah.
Look at those shoes.
Yeah,
that's. We have real shoes like that now.
Yeah, big feet.
The big feet shoes, yeah.
That's going to help him stick to walls.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm down for that one.
Venom.
That one looks cool.
Okay, is it the lighting or is he red now?
Kylo Ren. Oh my gosh, Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
Darth
everybody
Tantrum.
loves that. Yeah.
Darth Tantrum, yeah.
Yeah.
Darth Tantrum. That's funny.
Oh, that's cute. Look at that.
That is.
Yeah. Chibi Spider-Man.
That's real cute. Oh, look at
Aww.
Goblin in the back.
Beast Boy in the back. Yeah.
It's Goblin.
Oh, it looks like Beast Boy.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, when you try to make Goblin cute, he looks like Beast Boy.
Yeah.
But I love that they're doing this. I really do. That they're doing this for the kids. I think that, offering these reprints for giveaways is
only about 40 years too late.
It's 40 years too late.
That's
yeah.
a whole nother story. Yeah.
But I'm glad they're trying it.
Yeah,
so here, the reader here.
This is like
reading
when
age for
Adobe.
this one's 5 to 6. Yeah. This is more of probably your teen readers. This is probably a more teen, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Venom is older teen, probably. Spider Boy is, kind of tweens. It is a Dan Slott.
Yeah.
It is a Dan Slott book.
Is it really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's the thing. Like when I see Dan Slott, I don't want him talking to 12-year-olds. I don't. Just.
It's all right. It's not really Dan Slott. It's his ghost writer.
Ghost Rider. Okay. Yeah. I'm relieved now.
That's the only way they hit deadline.
Ow.
Yep. All ours now. It's
all our
gone,
IP
guys.
are yours now.
Yeah.
It's all gone, guys. All the stuff
Make new
loved,
stuff.
It's gone.
Exactly.
Make new stuff. Yep. Or go back if you need to be entertained. Go back and read that old stuff. That old stuff still holds up, man. Oh wow.
It really
that
does.
image was done by committee. Yes, it was.
Yeah. I know which one he's talking about. That cover that had the short cape and everything. That was definitely done by committee.
All of them looked like they were patching, drawn and patched in all the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They probably were, to be fair. That's probably what they did.
I've seen that Batman, that one Batman pose before where he's jumping down. Pardon me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an easier way to do it, I guess. They're not paying top dollar. Oh, did you guys see about the...
you get what you paid for.
The DC artist? The cover artist that got...
Oh, they got
for
accused
AI?
of... Yeah.
Let me pull up the article.
It's embarrassing, man.
Well, like I said, if DC is going to come down against AI, they need to also come down against ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Really
no
hard.
one's gotten caught there yet.
So many of them scripts are so soulless and lifeless. They had to have been AI, done by AI. There's no doubt in my mind.
Francesco Mattina, who is actually a really talented artist, doesn't have to use AI, but he is known for photo bashing. Like he'll take other people's art and then paint over it and like manipulate it. Well, he came from the game development, like concept art development world, and that's what they do. Mm-hmm. There are tutorial after tutorial on how to do that for these game concept artists, because they have to work at such an insanely high pace, but it has to be very beautifully rendered, like what it would be in a video game. So they just take photos and 3D objects, paint over them, render them a little bit, and turn them into a cover, or turn them into to storyboard arts.
Yeah,
and
concept
so
art.
yeah, concept art. So they do that. It's always been known that they do that. So he comes over to comic books. People get upset that he's doing that, doing some covers like that. People are saying, well, he's swiping our art. This is too close to this. That's what he does. That's the kind of artist he is. That's what they do. What made you think that there was going to be anything different, right?
Yeah.
So I never really had a problem with that, knowing that that's where he came from. But these guys, of course, they're going to use AI now. AI has made their life and their job a lot easier because now they don't have to go find those elements. They can prompt those elements and then do some painting and manipulating. Well, he did a cover for Superman and he missed the bottom of the S. He didn't fix this. He must have been in a rush, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now it's clear that he's using AI to do his covers for his photo bashing style, right? Which, and I know, like, I can see Glenn's got, he has zero expression on his face, but I know what's happening behind those eyes. I know exactly what Glenn is thinking, right?
Photo bashing style.
Because it's what we're all thinking, right?
Yeah.
So when this come out, they took him off of all of the covers that they had him slotted for because he was using AI. It's clear that's AI. Like, that's an AI artifact. That's a mistake, right? That he didn't get, so, and we knew this was going to happen when we started talking about the AI thing. That people, rather than use the tools as a way to improve their work or a way to kind of streamline some of their stuff, they were going to get lazy, and it was going to make them lazy. And they were going to use it as a crutch. And here is an example. And not only that, it proves that the editors didn't catch this.
Don't care.
Because you know who caught this? The internet.
Yeah.
Fans caught that. They're like, oh, hold on a second.
As they always do.
It wasn't an editor at DC. So we've proven two things. That AI stuff is probably running rampant through these big publishers, right? And that a lot of artists are using it as a crutch, creating weaker artists. And it proves that editors are pointless. Why do you need an editor to look at something and not catch that? That's their job, right? Why are you paying that person? A lot of these companies, the only people they have in office, the only staff members they have are editors.
Yeah.
And they let crap like this go. And
but not only that.
Pearl O'Neill.
Yeah. Yeah, not only that, but aren't those editors like paying like misery wages too? Like they make it like 30K in New York. Like this is bound to happen. Like these guys have to be editors and work at McDonald's too. So like this is a self-inflicted wound. Like I don't know why everybody's surprised now.
This is another image that he's done that people say is partially swiped. Swiped from photos. Which again, he's a concept artist, photo bashing. That's what they do.
Top of the morning to you.
But
that's every day for him.
But getting called out on AI is where DC has drawn the line.
Yeah.
They drew the line there. Crazy stuff, huh?
Not that crazy. If I'm completely honest, not that crazy because this is to be expected. These guys don't respect artists, don't respect the art form. They want to pay you whatever they want. If they see a tool that's going to give them like the results they want faster, they're going to use it. So it's on the customer to say if it's going to put up with that. Like, tell me an AI story, please, Mr. DC or Mr. Marvel.
Great point. If you pay someone to create something, then they should do more than say, AI, do your thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There should be a lot of work involved in that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But there just have to be respect for the art form to get that kind of mindset. And they don't have it. Yeah, they don't have it. They're just like, okay, it's a corporate suit saying, like, how can we maximize profit?
Maximizing profit.
Yeah.
Well, comics, that's how comics started, was to maximize profit, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It kept the presses moving, and it gave them something extra to sell. It was, let's put all of the comic strips into a little book form, and we'll sell that, right, Randy?
Yeah.
You were there for that.
No.
Wow.
That's the history of it.
Can I say something that might be controversial?
Why not?
By all means.
That's what we do here.
Yeah.
We've said so many controversial things already.
I'll just say this before I begin. This is my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This AI thing is an extension of the computer system. Mm-hmm. People who draw on computers, people who letter on computers, color on computers. This is an extension of that. And it's
that's why people are leaving Adobe, right?
Yeah.
Well,
because they say that anything you create on Adobe software, they can source for their AI.
Yeah.
That they're allowed to source it for their AI.
Well, I believe you. I don't know about that, but I believe you. But I'm just saying it's an extension of that. It's laziness, really, for me. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying I don't copy things and don't do all that. Of course I do, but I draw it. I don't copy it. I don't trace it or whatever. I might copy it. Do you understand what I mean? But I don't run it through a computer system. You've seen my artwork, and when I get over there, Randy's I've got the Fool I drew for his comic. Original artwork. He's going to get that, and I don't get it. I really don't get it. But no. Let me come back on that. I do get it because it's quicker. You can do more, maybe get more money. Yeah, I understand that. But to me, that's not the point. The point is to do a piece of work.
Yeah.
And get paid for it and do it. And if you need more money, draw faster.
Yeah, we get that, Glenn. You are a piece of work, but
I was waiting for it.
Yeah. No, but no,
I
totally get what Glenn is saying. And yeah, even though I use computers and digital tools, there's a clear distinction on when the computer is doing the work for you and when you're doing the work with the computer. Yeah. And by that, what I mean, like, for example, I'm talking 2003, when it was Macromedia Flash, not even Flash.
Yeah.
There's a thing called tweening, which is basically you make the one drawing, you make another drawing, and then you allow the computer to make the in-betweens from one post to the other. That is laziness. That limits the way you, as an animator, how you project acting. The acting is in the in-betweens, how you go from one post to the other. If you allow the computer to do that, then you're not an animator. I'm sorry. So that's the same thing with these tools. Like, when do you cancel your brain and allow the computer to do it for you? Then you stop being an artist. Mm-hmm. And that's what's happening now. Like, people are like, oh, it's a useful tool. It's like Photoshop.
I'm the same as Randy and probably to a lesser extent Russ Leach, because we both came from a point where artwork was a physical thing, whatever we were doing. And Randy will certainly have done work where you've got a piece of board, spray mount or Calgum or whatever you wax or whatever you use to stick the typesetting down. I've done all that. I know how to do that. I was very fast at that. But now computers make me even faster with it. I did some pages for Randy a few months ago in 2 hours, didn't I, Randy? Got you that layout back. And
it's shorter than that. Yeah.
Right. Well, maybe I'm pretty fast, but the computer certainly helps it. And probably a year ago, Luke and I had a thing about where Luke said that he didn't have to buy materials, like paper and pencils and things. Well, I understand that. And when I'm designing my magazines and things, I don't have to buy typesetting, spray mount board, because I do it on a screen. Mm-hmm. But I still have to design it, and I still do hand-drawn designs and then adapt. I don't put it into anything to design it or anything like that. And as you know, I also do original artwork for my comics or books or whatever I'm doing. So the computer system isn't a bad thing, but it shouldn't do everything. There still has to be some kind of input in there.
Consumers are going to decide if they.
I mean, if you're designing and you have time to watch it on your cell phone, you're not designing. You know, it's just.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, it's a discussion. People are going to defend it, like, no, it's another tool. Sure.
Well, Mike and his bad knees, you're absolutely right. Ultimately, the customers are going to decide if they care or not about that.
Yep.
And that will dictate what happens with AI. I mean, honestly, it does.
I mean, that's true, but I think a lot of people don't care because a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Many years ago, I went out with a girl, and her dad asked me what I did, and I told him I did graphic design, I do magazines and all that, and he thought I hand lettered all the words in a magazine. So imagine picking up a Life magazine, and back in 1408 when the monks used to draw every letter by hand, he thought I did that. So he doesn't care, does he?
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Mind you, he was a Dumbo. But there you go.
Yeah, exactly. You have a dumb friend.
No,
sir, do you know Gutenberg?
Dad.
Yeah. Do you know Gutenberg, sir? Have you Googled that name?
I knew his great grandson.
Okay. Gutenberg?
You know, AI is creeping into, it's now doing mastering, so you don't have to pay for a mastering suite anymore. So it'll take like your raw music and master it. There's people that are they're popping in. Here's my chord progression. Write a melody line for my song. Like there's all kinds of like AI is taking over in a lot of these areas. But here's the problem: it's a solution without a problem, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like
no, the problem
we didn't
is
really
lazy.
need it. Yeah. The problem is it's late. Just someone thinking, hey, can we do it right?
Mm-hmm.
At least back in the days when like I've kind of fallen in love with electronic music, like synths and synth bass and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the old stuff where they had to like tweak all of the filters and choose which filters they were going to run that process that signal through to get that tone. Like that stuff, it's just neat to me, and I love the music that they come up with.
Yeah, like Kraftwerk and that kind of era.
We're talking like 80s.
Kraftwerk.
Like the song Cars,
Mm-hmm,
that dude. What's his name? British fella.
Gary Newman.
Gary Newman, thank you. Gary Newman's still making music to this day, innovating what electronic music can be, taking the newest tools and making a really good music with it. And so I think, I would hope that there would be a way that, like with music, how those tools were integrated with music and it became a way for artists to make something cool. Musical artists, that is. I just don't know that with the way AI is operating right now, that's really possible. That it feels more like this situation here with Francesco, that he just had it prompt something and then forgot to fix the problem, forgot to fix the error. It was quick and lazy. That should have been easily caught. Yeah. Something as important as the logo on the chest is going to be seen.
But you know what? What's the problem, Luke? It has to do something with the human brain. It's so easy that we don't value it. We value things that are hard to accomplish. If we're struggling, we pay attention to what we're doing. But this thing is so easy. It's too easy for it to slip. Little mistakes like that are going to slip because we don't care. It's not the computer's doing it. I'll check it out later.
So I was watching this popular music YouTuber named last name Beato or something like that.
Beato.
So he'll do like Beato. Yeah, Rick Beato.
Yeah. Rick Beato.
So he was showing some. He found some analytics and he was sharing. He said people don't care about music or art anymore. Mm-hmm. He goes, look. He goes, this is pre-code. Like this is this is the search results for music in general, and it dropped. Like it went up here, went all the way down here, and he said that. So maybe it's just music in general. So he started going by genre. They'd all dropped. Every last one of them dropped. A couple of them had like a little bit of a spike and then back down, but they'd all had less. And he said, look, and then he even showed art, like people looking up art. Like people don't care about that. He says, but you know what is growing in the Google searches? Social media. When he types in social media, it went from here, jumped like 200-300%. People care about social media. They don't care about. They're stuck in that world. They're stuck in this fake reality of twatter and farce book and all of that stuff. They're stuck in that.
Happy 4th of July, Woke Breaker.
Happy 4th of July. Nobody wants to get out and spend months learning an instrument, years learning an instrument, becoming great at it.
Dude, yeah, that's for dummies.
Nobody wants to grab a pencil and spend months and years learning how to draw the human anatomy properly.
See, if you need any proof with music, if you take Sergeant Pepper's, right? What a fantastic, groundbreaking record that still is. 60 years on, still is.
Yep.
But at the bottom of it, and okay, they were using a new 16-track, brand new 16-track machine.
Yep.
Wow, the things that they could do with that, and they did. But at the base of it all, right at the bottom of it, the foundation of it was that those guys could play, and they could write.
Right. Yep.
And they could sing, and they could do all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then George Martin was.
That's the thing. That's the thing with technology, Glenn. Like, for example, a complete purist would say, like, well, you grab Frank Sinatra, for example. Like, if he was going to record, it was only one track. Every have to be perfectly rehearsed, know the song to a T, and it's one take. If somebody messes up, they have to start all over. So there's more merit in what Frank Sinatra did, what the Beatles did. But creatively, can you really touch the Beatles? I don't think so. But that's the thing.
Well,
like,
and look at what Queen did with Night at the Opera.
Yeah.
I mean, they layered so many voices of their own voices to get those. I mean, it's beautiful work.
Yes, but it was still their voices.
Exactly.
That's the point. It doesn't matter how many times you multi-track John Lennon's voice; it's still his voice. Whereas now, it just seems to me like you're just chucking it
Auto-tune everything,
and it does it immediately.
So I will say this though.
Mm-hmm.
I said this about so there are people that complain about Eric July's comic book. He doesn't know how to make comics. And my point is, I don't care if he makes it with a crayon. If he's got people that want to buy it and enjoy it, then I guess
it's not my problem.
Well, not my problem, right?
That's what I was saying before. People don't care. People don't know.
Right.
They don't know.
Right.
They don't care. They just want to read it, and that's it. They don't care.
Yeah. So,
well, it's not just they want to read it; they want to own it to be part of the club.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Everybody else is buying it. I need to buy it too.
Maybe
most of those books don't even get read.
Really, honestly, I don't care about all that. I don't give two craps about it.
Yeah, I don't either.
My thought is right in line with what Mike and his bad niece said. If people are buying it, that's what's going to dictate the market. The consumer decides. The consumer decides. That's why so many comic book artists have made the switch. I remember when digital first came out, like when you could start drawing on a computer, like it was no, like it was bad, right? And people didn't want to do it. It was only traditional art and or classic art. Not now it's classic. And do you draw classically or modern? Are you a modern artist or a classic artist?
I'm a classic artist.
You're a classic artist. I guess I'm a modern artist.
If they ask me that question, I'm jumping in the river right away.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't even keep up with all this nonsense, right?
No.
But having said that, the market dictated, and now the majority of these books are being drawn on Photoshop or Clip Studio.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the majority of this stuff is. There is a good chunk that's still being drawn traditionally because those artists know, hey, I can make extra money off of this by selling my original pages because the studio allows them to keep them. So they're like, all right. So if they're doing a job that they think is they may do it traditionally. And I totally agree with that, if that's what you want to do. But there are so many people that are doing work now digitally and it's widely accepted where it wasn't before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there's going to become a point where AI generated comic book pages, if the technology gets good enough to where it can do it, or at least like covers like this, that at some point it was, now that it's frowned upon, will we get to the point to where that is embraced because people don't care?
Well, as soon as I'm sorry, Glenn, go ahead.
I was going to say, in the football or the soccer, they have this thing now called VAR, video assisted ref. So you've got the guy on the pitch, and he's not sure. So he asked two guys who were 50 miles away watching a TV screen what happened, and that's what AI is. That Superman, one of the most iconic symbols in the history of the universe, and the editor didn't see it. So what AI needs is AI needs an AI editor to spot that, doesn't it? And that, you see what I mean? And so you know, and it took the fans to see that mistake.
Yeah.
How can anybody work on such an iconic IP as that and not know the basic things about it?
There's no
because
effort.
It's not their baby. It's not their child.
Yeah. And there's no effort in the work.
They don't love it. They don't love it the way.
Well, if I'm paying the guy, I want him to pay attention, especially to that.
Well, and it's why he's taken off all those covers.
Yeah.
They didn't. I don't think they cared that he was, because there's been complaints for years about this guy. Yeah. They left him on. They didn't care. They were selling the covers because the consumer didn't care. It's now he embarrassed them.
Yep.
And he's not paying attention, which means their editor has to pay attention, and the editor doesn't want to pay attention.
Yeah.
They want the artist to get it done right so that they can just look at it quickly, say that looks good, and move on. That's what they want to do. They don't want to have to go through the fine-tooth comb and check all the little pieces.
It's a big, It's a big I don't give an F chain.
Right.
That's what's happening.
But, you know, having said that, I really like guys like, you know, when I start thinking about classic American cartoonists.
Oh, yeah.
I think of like guys like Wally Wood.
You
know, and
Will Eisner.
Will Eisner, yeah. My daughter's boyfriend was here over the weekend, and he showed me some of his sequential pages he's working on. And he was like, and he asked some advice, and I was like, look, gesture drawing, work on that. And I showed him like gesture drawing, and I showed him a couple other little things like, you know, don't make straight lines, you know, make up all the pieces in triangles. I don't know if you've heard. I don't know if you do this or not, but it's all some form of a triangle. Yeah. You know, instead of a cylinder for the arm, it's a triangle with soft edges on the.
I just draw it out.
Reversed, yeah. But you know, as I'm drawing it, kind of drawn out from the gesture.
Jesus, Glenn.
It's just, you know, yeah, asshole. Pardon my French.
That was wow.
I just draw the arm. I just draw the arm.
For you, sir, that was uncalled for.
Well, I do.
I just draw the arm. Wow.
I'm just perfect like that. All right. I live in a castle in England.
I just imagine it, and it's there.
I'm not perfect at all, and my drawing is rubbish. But I just draw the arm.
Yeah, I just draw the arm because I'm just. Yeah.
First off, your drawing is not rubbish. That 3-point perspective building that you drew is amazing.
Yeah.
But he's over there like
It helps when you've flown over it in a helicopter.
Exactly. You see, Clinton. If I drew up a drawing, I just shoot a servant. It makes me feel better.
I have to do it from memory. Yeah. But Glenn's over here like, I
know more than you. All right.
This is awesome, man. I love this man.
The thing is, you see, I've said it a million times, so I might as well say it once more. I'm not against people using AI. I'm not against people using computers. I don't care. I like to hold a pencil and draw on a piece of paper.
Yeah, there you go.
Glenn's been drawing longer than I've been alive, and he's complaining. Yeah. And
I really enjoy using a piece.
He's giving me a hard time because I have to draw triangles.
Yeah, look,
just draw the arm.
Guys. Like all you need to do is be talented. You know, be good. Be able to draw just an arm. It's just an arm. Just draw it.
Just draw an arm. If you need a reference, hopefully you've got two of your own.
Yeah, exactly. A right and a left.
Nobody wants to draw this arm. Look at this skinny, crippled thing. No one wants to draw that.
Well, you just build it up in the drawing, don't you?
That's a perfectly
good
you
do
with triangles.
That's what you do.
I do with triangles.
There you go.
So anyway, I'm showing you the triangle trick, Glenn.
So you see, Glenn, you're making fun of a tragedy here. Okay?
So
aren't you proud?
So I'm showing him the triangle thing, so that he could get, you know, so that some of the anatomy looks a little more natural, right?
See these eyes? Look, draw the arm.
Glim, you know how many people don't see the shape underneath the shape? Like, I mean, that's the truth. A lot of people.
My fault, is it?
It's not my
Yeah,
fault.
but
They're
that's.
stupid. No, it's not my fault. They're stupid. Just
Well, look harder then. I did. Everybody on this panel
I try to
did.
show it to them. I try to show it to them.
learn to look. All right.
I try to show them the shape underneath the shape to help
There
them
you
out.
go. Yeah.
So
Drawing
but, honestly, his sequential stuff wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Like, you know, some of his like the pacing was all right, you know, but
Mm.
you know, he's got a lot of potential of becoming a really decent sequential artist. But his goal is to draw manga,
Oh,
not American comics.
Well, he just lost
A
it,
very-
didn't he?
a very Gen
He
Z
just
goal.
lost all credibility there, didn't he?
No, because that's what people want now.
Yeah.
That's
know,
what
I know.
that's what these young people are reading, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what they've fallen in love with. And the way we are about
Nice.
comics is what they're in 20 years.
Last
That's
two
how they're going to
generations.
be.
Yep, last two
That's how
generations
they're gonna
have been
be- yeah.
chased off. Yep.
Yeah,
For
in
the most
20
part.
years, they're going to be having Nerd Bacon talking about manga.
Yeah,
instead
it's
of-
gonna be like
instead of comics,
nerd ramen or something. But
Nerd ramen, yeah.
Yeah.
Nerd
yeah, but
ramen, yeah.
that's the thing. Like I don't know. Like I'm a long
Nerd
thing.
pho.
Yeah,
Have you had
I'm
pho?
like a
It's
long term
delicious.
thinker, and I might be dead by then. But the fact that all the attention is going to manga, it's good for us. In a way that we're gonna be free to do what we want. We're not gonna have like a Marvel or a DC or not.
I'm already free
There's
to do
no
what I want.
money in it. I was it.
I'm already free to do what I
I'm
want.
sure all our fathers have said this because I'm pretty sure my dad said it. But I'm really glad I'm not starting out today.
Yeah.
All right.
Not to worry. I have a permit. This just says I can do what I want.
There you go.
You
And that's the
gotta
thing. Like,
You've got to get to this age to know that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, starting out today is difficult.
Yeah.
Could
I
you
think it's
imagine
difficult. I think it's
wanting to
I think
be
it's just
wanting to be a traditional artist,
difficult.
wanting to draw with a pencil, wanting to draw the actual lines yourself in a world where AI is threatening to take over?
Yeah. And not only that, like if you want to get into the circles of artists, you have to be a communist and be into a lot of things
I was
you don't
looking
really
at
want to be in.
Yeah, I was looking at some John Buscema roughs the other day, and it's all there. I wish my finished art was as good as his roughs.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I know he was the artist on Draw Marvel Comics, the Marvel Way, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And on his roughs and on his pencils, there's not a tube in sight.
No tubes.
What he does, he draws the bloody arm.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't draw tubes and squares. It doesn't like he does in that book. When you see his work, he doesn't do that. He just draws it because he can
He
see
did at
it.
some point in his life.
Yeah.
He didn't get there. He didn't start there though, Glenn.
Yeah, the
Nobody
thing is, I
starts
don't.
there.
Well, I didn't start with tubes and squares. Why would he?
Well, if you did, maybe
Jack
you'd be a better
Kirby never-
artist.
Jack Kirby didn't
Imagine
draw
how
with tubes
good
and
you could
squares.
be.
That came later.
Imagine how good you could be.
Yeah.
True. Imagine
Yeah.
how good you could be if you would have started with tubes and squares.
Yeah, the thing is, like I don't want to say like the things like I come from another school. Like I
Man, we're having a lot of fun today.
Yeah, dude. My
I
notes
can't
is
wait
the
to
nine
do
old men.
this.
Yeah.
I can't wait to sit down around a table with
Yeah.
a cup of coffee
Uh-huh.
and do this with Glenn in person. Just
Yeah.
just take
Just
the piss out of each
destroy
other.
each other. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I
It's
don't know.
gonna be
Like,
so much fun. I can't wait for that
I
day.
look like a Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnson and all those like the original 9 old men from the Disney era. And dude, those
Yeah.
guys draw circles around most people, man. Like
They
they
do,
are
man. They're
just
good.
untouchable.
They had to.
What you've-
Yeah.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
you've got to remember is this, being serious for a moment. If you look at John Buscema's work, which is obviously, he's sort of joint second with Ditko and John Romita, with Kirby
Yeah.
being far away number one. The thing about John Buscema, is that he can draw. We just saw him drawing superheroes and beautiful women and Conan the Barbarian and all
Yeah.
that. But he can draw.
Mhm.
That's the key. He can draw. He doesn't need circles and tubes and squares because he can draw. So
Put in the work and you got there.
well,
He
he
had
must
ta-
be-
and he had talent.
He was still pretty good when he was 5, no doubt. Because it's like Stevie Wonder. You know, how much time did he have to practice? He was 11 when he was number one. So he only had a certain amount. And if you think that you don't do anything before you're 5, because you're learning to walk and stuff, he only had 6 years to learn how to be good. So it's this thing called talent that people miss.
Yeah.
You know, John Buscema's one of the most talented artists, in my opinion, that ever lived. Never mind comic book art. I'm talking about art. You look at his other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He draws the most beautiful women, and in 3 lines, and he catches it. You know, because he can draw.
Yeah.
The same with people like Mort Drucker with his cartoons, with his caricatures.
Or Alex Stone.
You don't learn that.
And it's consistent. It's repetition. He does it over and over and over and over again. It's more time doing the draw. And that goes back to that where people are lazy. Why AI art is appealing to some of these people, because they don't want to take the time to learn to draw it, because you don't start out with that. You don't. I mean, maybe like 1% of the people that have talent can start out with that, but that is not where most people start out. They start out with tubes and squares and circles. That's it. I still draw heads with like circles and lines and stuff. You know,
you work it out.
It's you know. I be fair, I don't use the triangle method anymore, because I've kind of moved past that.
Showing your son.
Of course you do.
I'm showing, but it's someone that needs that next step.
I know.
Yeah.
Because it was shown to me, hey, try using triangles, like these loose, like they look basically just looks like orange wedges, like little candies here or there, to kind of put that together. And then when you're building the muscle groups, add 2 or 3 together to get those muscle groups right. Well, but you don't start there. You got to put in the work, and then you can draw an arm. Then you can draw an arm, right? But I'm impressed that here's this guy's 24 years old, and he wants to put in the work to be able to draw it.
Right. Okay.
Draw it, like actually draw it, right? Where a lot of people would be like, well, I'm just going to put a 3D model up there and trace it. Or I'm just going to, generate it somewhere or use an asset for this. He wants to draw it.
Oh, dude.
And again,
that CGI model you can use in Clip, that should be just burnt to the ground. Because the thing is, like, most stiff posing,
it's so stiff, yeah.
Yeah, comes from people using those models as a reference.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go out, you got to watch people, stare at people, get in trouble,
right?
See how people move, and practice gesture drawing. Like, dude, try to capture that in 10 to 15 seconds. It will be a scribble, but after a while, you're going to see that you're allowed to.
I should do a video teaching people how to take the Clip Studio model and use it as a reference, but then turning it into an actual drawing.
Yeah.
Because those poses are very stiff. It does help for like perspective, like if you're trying to figure out like foreshortening and stuff like that. But you've still got to be able to learn how to draw a hand.
You got to learn how to draw the human figure, not Spider-Man.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you learn the rules and then you break them, because that's what I was telling him. It's like, look, these, like, and I drew a quick pose. I said, look, this forearm's not straight. It's curved. Like, look at all these. Like, if you follow these lines, he's elastic. And I learned that from, I can't remember who it was. Oh, it was Todd McFarlane did a video talking about making Spider-Man elastic. You got to make him stretchy, right? And I'm like, hey, that's pretty good. And I even learned that, like, Ethan talked about that years ago when he was actually doing art videos on his YouTube channel. He did one talking about, Cyberfrog and how he makes him stretchy like a rubber band, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that's great advice when you think about, don't just try to draw the form straight, but like these, these are tools that are passed down, or like looking at other people's art, you talked about Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
His fists were squares. Like that was a
So
square.
the things that my pools of information are different from you guys, but I see all the parallels, because when animation went from a style called rubber hosing meant like there were no articulations, so everything was like a rubber hose.
Yeah.
To articulation, that was done by an animator called Fred Moore. He precedes the Nine Old Men, so we're talking. He was the guy who animated Snow White.
Yeah.
When he started developing the
he was the head animator, right? Head animator?
Yeah, head
he
animator.
turned out to be a communist. Yeah, he turned out
Oh, they were all pinkos.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, the thing is, like, when he started developing, he noticed, like, dude, we're losing something here within the acting. Because drawings, we are not copying reality, we're exaggerating reality. So that stretchiness, that squash and stretch, and the thing, he took it from Robert Hosen and incorporated it into, okay, this is the elbow, this is how the elbow moves. But depending on what the character is doing, the forearm might grow or go shorter because we have to emulate the action. So it's an interpretation and an exaggeration of the actions that will help us communicate better. So what Ethan's saying in his words and what I hear you guys saying, like from different guys, is that same principle. Like, that was developed in the 1930s. So I don't know if that permeated intuitively to comic books, or I don't know. The truth is the truth, and there's no like, this is Matthew. Like, the truth is the truth. So that's the thing. Like, maybe I don't know the names, but the concepts of what good work is have always been there. Like, you can go all the way back to the Renaissance, and you can see guys who would say, like, hey, that guy was a hack, this guy is good. And what's happening now, since people don't want to know, like, that's how I interpret, they don't want to know. Like, we're turning everybody into hacks. Yeah. You know, like, this is what AI is doing. It's turning everybody into a freaking hack. It's like, no, the computer's going to do it for me. And that's just a travesty.
That's what I was going to say. Until they figure out how to add soul and emotion and empathy into AI, it'll always be soulless, and you'll be able to tell it apart from somebody that actually does the work.
Yeah, that's the thing. How can you convey emotion without effort?
Right.
Without really working on it. And that's the thing. Like, I don't think a computer algorithm is going to do that ever.
No.
It will come from human struggle.
Now, I do want to share something before we go. This is how we're going to end off today's show. Okay.
I have a quote before you
go for it. You go right ahead.
There is a phenomenal article, if you can get to it, on rollingstone.com about Steve Ditko that one just popped up a couple days ago, and his family, which goes into great detail about Steve's life and why he was the recluse that he was. But it also bounces between his family and a few of the bigger people, so-called bigger people in comics, like Bendis, and quotes like that. But there is a great quote here by Todd McFarlane that I wish everybody knew and understood. It said, there are hundreds and hundreds of artists that I think draw circles around me, and yet I am going to have a better career than them. Why? Because I hustle.
Hustle. Yep. It does come down to the hustle.
But it is a great article. If you want to get to it, you get to it through my Facebook page. It's over at, I tried to get to it through rollingstone.com, and I hit a paywall. But
obviously.
The link that I've got over on my Facebook page will take you to the entire article. It's a great article. Needs to be there's been a couple of books written about Ditko and his life and his thinking, and it also points out something that I didn't realize before, and that is that Stan Lee actually turned Ditko onto Ayn Rand.
Oh,
wow!
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to say
because
something.
he thought it fit Steve's mindset. And Steve read and absorbed Ayn Rand and then stopped talking to Lee.
I'm going to say something.
Anyway.
That is probably going to break your guys' hearts.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
But I sometimes use AI.
No!
I do. Mm-hmm. I use it for video cards.
There you go.
When I'm trying to set up for the video cards at 10:30 at night, because I've forgotten to get it made, I'll pop into Midjourney and I'll say, hey, make me a picture, And so that's where our video card for the bacon, the American bacon, came from. I said, make the most American bacon.
I don't think I even saw that. I just used your standard card the last 2 weeks. Yeah.
But Luke, that's the thing. Like, are you passionate about your video cards?
No, I'm not passionate about it at all.
That's the thing. Like, if you're passionate about comics, if that you don't incorporate that into comics, you're home free.
I also use ChatGPT to make my to make lists for me. Like, I'll say, hey, I need to get all this done. Can you put this in an outline? And so I'll just type out what I want in the outline, and then it spits it out in the indented stuff for me, because I'm not passionate about that. That's clerical work. That's what I would give a secretary. So it's my secretary. Yeah, see, but I don't like to use a notebook because I'll lose that. I will lose that.
Well, you keep about 5 of them around the house. You won't lose it for very long.
I want it on my saved on my cloud. I save it I save it everywhere. So I'll use it for that, because it's, it's good for, because it's not smart. I mean, it's artificial intelligence. It's not real intelligence. But so get this out. So the first thing I did is I typed in last night. I said, just make the most American picture you can think of, and I want it in 16:9 format. That's basically what I told Midjourney. Here's what it gave me. These are the 4 options it gave me.
Nice.
Wow. Brilliant.
That's very American.
This is the most American pictures it can think of.
That didn't come off of Google, did it?
Dude,
flag. Check this out. A flag with a farmer in a field in black and white. Beautiful picture.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm like, that's really nice.
Yeah.
This soldier in front of this, I'm like, that's great. Like, it come up with that in seconds. And then 2 of them were Trump. And this one with the gun pointed at me. How American is that? This is what the bots think America is. This is the most American images that Midjourney could come up with last night for me. So I just wanted to share that before we head out today. So think about what the most American thing is.
Crazy.
What's the most American thing to you? Let's go around, and that's how we're going to close out today. Chat, let us know what you think the most American thing is. Let's start with the Brit.
You mean in history?
Well, when you think of America, what's the most American thing you can think of?
Apollo 11, first man on the moon.
Great option.
And can I just add that I interviewed 3 men who walked on the moon of the 12
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Alan Shepard, your first man in space, Apollo 14. Charlie Duke, Apollo 16, and Gene Cernan, the last man to walk on the moon, Apollo 17. That's what I think of.
Okay.
I think of Neil Armstrong and Jack Kirby when I think of America, and obviously you guys, but not Pedro. I never think of Pedro.
Never. You shouldn't. Why?
In fact, as soon as he takes his eyes off of your part of the screen, he forgets about you.
He forgets. Yeah. He's like, wow, there's a brown guy over here.
But I know he doesn't.
Yeah.
Pedro, when you think of America, what's the most American thing you think of?
Freebird.
Yeah. Skinner? Really?
Yeah.
Skinner is a very American.
Yeah, dude. I just think we are the American band. Like that era, the 70s, country rock. Just that. That to me is
riding on a Harley with a American flag on the back of it. Yeah. Just wind in your.
It's just a shame that the pilot listened to him, wasn't it? That's the shame about living.
Yeah, no. The thing is, when I was growing up, we had a lot of American GIs down here, and those guys represented America, and that was the music they listened to. So I would be like 14, like, hey, you want to have a beer, boy? And they would give me a beer, and they were playing like Leonard Skinner.
High cholesterol too, Comet Crusader. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Creedence and Iron Butterfly and all those, smelly hippie music.
Yes.
Just
hippie music.
That's
American. It does feel very American. There's such a freedom about that.
Yeah.
Freedom.
Yeah, dude.
A freedom and I'm going to do what I want.
Yeah, dude, like you haven't
I'm free and I can.
The soul of Freebird feels like having sex without protection. For some reason,
because many people did.
You just feel like you end up itchy.
Ends on a high note.
Yeah, and that song finishes and you feel itchy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Itchy?
It's a Tom Petty song, "Free Ballin'."
Free ballin'. Yeah,
Pedro, you are so weird.
Yeah,
Sometimes I just let your rants go on.
Yeah.
And I think to myself,
what is wrong with you, man?
This guy is, I don't know. I love him, but he's unusual.
Yeah.
You want to
What's
sum
going
up
on up there?
America in a song? That would be "American Pie" by Don McLean.
Very good, yeah.
Yep.
Randy, when
All
you
right
think
there.
about this country,
I think nothing says it more than that black and white picture you showed earlier. Farmer in a
Yeah.
field with a flag. That's
Yeah.
it.
I mean, AI got it right, didn't they?
Yeah, for once, yes, they did.
For once, yeah.
That's right. That's America. Yeah.
America.
You know what? For me, it's the second image. I think about
Yeah, dude.
when I think about it. I think the most American thing that we have are people willing to give it all for people they don't even know.
Oh, that's the farmer still though.
Yeah, but that's not
just
unique,
without
is
the
it?
gun. Yeah.
I guess it's not unique. No, it's not unique. But
His farming souls.
and
No.
I think I think about steak and whiskey.
Yeah.
You know, just the in
The
guns.
Yep.
First
Amendment.
Amendment.
Mhm.
It's quite interesting that you should say that, Luke, because none of the things you said are unique, and I said the
First
unique
Amendment
one.
defines us.
I said the unique one, landing on the moon. Nobody else has done that.
Right, nobody
Glenn
else has done it.
fight
Or
by
did we?
himself and he
Or
wins.
did we?
I love him.
Or did we? No. But honestly, I do think. I think the First Amendment. So my serious answer: the First Amendment. I think the First
Yeah,
Amendment.
there you go. There you go.
Our freedom to be able to sit here on this platform and say everything we want to say, knowing that the only repercussion is the court of public opinion. You know.
But that applies to most places as well.
Not your country.
It does. It's just the same as yours. I can say what I want.
Well, what about the guy that got arrested for
Saying
posting
he
something on
didn't
social
wanna-
media?
Yeah, he didn't want his sausage, and
Well, your former president got taken to court for nothing. So what? I don't understand.
That's true. Yeah. Well, touche.
there. Yep.
Glenn,
So
would you stop?
I'm
you
more,
stop
Ameri-
winning?
I'm more
Would you
American
stop?
than you are, Luke.
Would you stop
Yeah.
winning?
yeah, like he's just obsessed with winning. Like I don't think I like Glenn anymore.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang!
Yes. Comic Collector says New York Times says First Amendment's out of control. That's the entire idea.
Pues, hermano. There you go.
And it's, what a joke of a newspaper. Says absolutely right.
You
That's
know what?
the whole
It should-
idea
that is
behind
the
the First
point.
Amendment. It's the freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'm wearing my most patriotic shirt that I wear. It says the First Amendment defines us. The Second Amendment protects us.
There you go.
Because if you're going to have a First Amendment, you better have a Second Amendment.
You know.
If you're going to have the freedom to say whatever you want to say, you better have a way to protect yourself.
Rabbit Hole says
Because it's
don't
gonna
come
make
at
people after you.
Don't come at Glenn unless you come correct.
Correct. Yeah. Like,
I can't
the Second
take
Amendment
Glenn.
The
The
thing
Second
is,
Amendment, especially if you're short, you need the Second Amendment. You're like a short.
seriously, the scary thing is that the First Amendment is what the so-called enemy are using to end your First Amendment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's what they're trying to do. It's crazy what's going on. But
Well,
so
like,
it's
like all civilizations, you can't exist for very long without it starting to become warped.
Yeah.
We're
today,
lucky we've
Glenn-
been around as long as we have.
Empires crumble from within.
Yep.
Yeah.
They always do.
today Glenn has been like the final
Right.
boss.
Yeah, he's been right all the
But I've
time.
had to I've had to
Nervous.
restart that level so many times today with Glenn.
Yeah.
East side.
Nervous.
Glenn back.
I think it's because Glenn woke up earlier than I did.
There we are.
Yeah. Man, it's like midday where he is or something. Like I don't know.
No,
He's
it's,
too
it's
awake
nearly
for it.
it's nearly 4 o'clock where I am.
There you go. You see, he's winding down.
Guys, let's watch this.
Car comes two different ways. Here you go there.
Bag up, bag up. Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord. Lord, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus. What you doing, Terry? Terry, what you doing?
And that is why
Terry.
I love my people.
Poor Terry.
Terry. Oh Lord, Terry.
Oh Lord, Terry. Terry, what you doing, Terry?
It's gonna be a fun day. We got thunderstorms here. Hopefully it clears up. I don't know if you guys could hear the thunder rumbling outside earlier, but thank you guys for being here today. It's been pretty fun.
Dude, it was awesome.
I'm gonna go lick my wounds because Glenn wiped the floor with me today.
Well,
on every topic, I tried to get him.
How ironic that it's your Independence Day and I've whooped your ass. They should have had me there 250 years ago, shouldn't they?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they should have.
Glenn came at you with the Grenadier song, like
we still might be kissing the king's butt.
Yeah,
Glenn was there.
Here comes the Grenadiers. He's like,
it means you're a catcher, not a pitcher.
Okay, put your red jacket on, Glenn. Come on, just.
Oh goodness, golly.
That'd be awesome, dude.
Well, good luck on your election today, Glenn.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
yeah, best of luck.
Best of luck. Cornwallis.
Cornwallis.
It's like Russ said right at the top of the show. It's like Russ said at the top of the show. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss.
That's right.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There you go. That was a great one, Bunny. Yeah, you made my morning now. I can see this like. I can see Glenn saying like, "Damn him! Damn this man!" You know, like the Cornwallis on the Mel Gibson's movie.
Yeah.
There's
an anti-British person for you, but that's another story.
Guys, yeah, we've got about a half hour over. It's been a fun day. Thank you, everybody in the chat for being here. Thanks for being part of this wonderful 4th of July celebration. We've gone political. We've gone everywhere with this one, haven't we? It's been all over the place.
And Britain won.
Remember,
4th of July.
Buy comics. Buy some comics. Read some comics.
Buy alternative
Support
and independent
an artist.
comics, especially ours. Aerocomics.store.
Aerocomics.store. Don't forget to check out the membership we have over there. We're sending stuff out there. This weekend, I'll be adding more. The beginning of next week is gonna be all. It's gonna be all website editing for me next week.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna be adding a lot of stuff up there to the website and taking care of those things. Check that out, aerocomics.store. Check out LukeStoneStudios.com, fundmycomic.com, and fundiverse.com for your crowdfunding needs. It's going to be it's a good time. It's a good time. If you need any work done, you've got Glenn and you've got Pedro, who are both open for commissions as far as I know, right?
Yeah.
Still open for commissions. Very good. Yep. Give them a hire. Guys, we do look forward to seeing you again next week. Next week, we are going to be doing kind of a dive into Affinity, which is kind of an alternative to Adobe. And so we might actually look into other alternatives to popular software that we think is good for you guys to use. Something that's more affordable, maybe has tools that you can use.
Even free.
Even free. Because we know how expensive things can get, especially right now. Economy's not great here. I think worldwide we're kind of suffering. But
why? Because fuck them, that's why.
Yes. Why? Yes, we don't. Threw me off. Anyway, so that's going to be our topic next week. Should be a good conversation. Should be informative. Mark your calendars. Be ready for it. I will try to promote that one a little bit more. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Try to be productive. Remember, it's so easy to tear things down. Let's try to build things up. Leave the woodpile higher than you found it.
Try to keep all your fingers and toes, folks.
Keep the fingers and toes.
Keep the
especially on your drawing hand.
Most especially, let's be careful out there.
Yeah, let's be careful out there.
Let's be careful out there. Let's be careful out there. We had a 187 at the 7-Eleven on the corner of 4th and Main. Two Caucasians frame. Moving on, I see a 211, half a dozen 459, 218 W's a GTA, and several miscellaneous crimes.